Welcome back. I'm your host, Darnell Jackson. In this crypto report, we're going to be talking about what happened when Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong met with Fed Chair Jerome Powell. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to your favorite YouTube channel, Darnell Jackson Crypto. Shout out to all the subscribers. Now, we're going to be talking about what happened in this meeting. I want to jump over to the headline. This is a very important story, and I want you to weigh in on this today. This is the headline from Coinbase talking about Fed Chairman meets Coinbase CEO and what to expect. This is a quick overview. And we're talking about Jerome Powell's meeting with Brian Armstrong. He's saying that it suggests financial regulators are slowly warming up to the emerging crypto space. And in context, amid China's crackdown on crypto, he's talking about how America can take this opportunity to become the central hub for the global crypto landscape. Okay. So this meeting obviously contains two big power players. And I want to bring your attention to a couple things that really stuck out. Here's a quote from Powell, who released a statement on May 20th. He says that we are committed at the Federal Reserve to hearing a wide range of voices on this important issue before making any decision on whether and how to move forward with a U.S. CBDC. Now, the CBDC is the central bank digital currency. Okay? So just think about this for a second. I want to take a step back and compare, or first, if you don't know who Jerome Powell is, let's look at Wikipedia so you can understand who this man is. He is the 16th chair of the Federal Reserve. He got on the Federal Reserve in 2012. He was appointed by Barack Obama and was renominated by Donald Trump. So he's been there for a while. The one thing I want you to remember about Jerome Powell, of course, you can read about him on Wikipedia. He's been in the government for a long time. The biggest thing to remember here is that his net worth is $55 million. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know how much you thought he would have been worth, but at least at one point in time, Wikipedia says he was worth 50 million bucks. So let's jump over to Twitter. We were talking about what happened in this meeting. And one of the interesting things is that Brian Armstrong, who is the CEO of Coinbase, you can follow him on Twitter. When you look through his Twitter feed, you'll see he's talking about all types of different things he's doing. Coinbase is building an office in India. He's talking about his excitement in DAOs. He's talking about everything he's doing, but he's not talking about his meeting with the Federal Reserve. I find that to be incredibly interesting. So I want to continue with the story here. Now, Coinbase went public in April of this year. So let's take a look at their stock, even though we don't look at stock very much. Let's look at Coinbase. Their IPO was in April of 2021. The share price came out at $323 on April 14th and hopped up to $333 on April 15th. And then it just started a slow decline. It tried to rally back up to 300 in May, and then it's just been going down ever since. Now remember that May 11th date. It's very important. We'll come back to that here in a second. But you can see it's been on a decline ever since. So this is what's been going on with Coinbase. Okay, so let's jump back over, and we're going to be talking about what happened after these two guys met. This is the key to this video. Jumping over to Decrypt, this is the excellent article written by Will Gottsagen. He's talking about the meeting. Coinbase CEO met with the Fed Reserve Chair in May. And here he goes into the facts. He's talking about they took a meeting on May 11th. Remember, I said the May 11th date. That was when Coinbase tried to mount a rally right here. So on May 11th, this is when Coinbase was meeting with the Fed chair. After it, well, the price has just been down ever since. Okay. So they met on May 11th, according to the Fed records. Paul Ryan was there, the former Speaker of the House. And on May 14th, Brian Armstrong sent out a tweet talking about spending time in DC, but he did not specifically mention Powell. Now you have to ask yourself, why wouldn't he mention his meeting with the Federal Reserve Chairman? The only way he would not mention that would be if he was told to not mention it. It's the only way that would make sense. The meeting was held less than a week before the Fed announced plans to release a discussion paper detailing its research into its own central bank digital currency. They're talking about the Fed has been studying digital money. And here's that word, CBDCs again, central bank digital currencies. And, they're talking more and more about this. He's saying the design of a central bank digital currency would raise important monetary policy, financial stability, consumer protection. That same quote again. Okay, and that was on May 20th. Now, one day prior to that announcement, the acting currency controller, Michael Hugh, suggested forming an interagency task force with the Fed and the FDIC specifically dedicated to crypto. So this looks like regulators really getting going on this idea. Now, here is what happened after they met. And this is very important. This is what I want you to take away. The May 11th meeting between Armstrong and Powell also coincided with a crash in the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Over the course of that week, Bitcoin dipped from the high of 50,000 to around 40,000. So that's what I wanted you to consider. On May 11th, once they met, let's take a look at what happened with the stock. Not only did the stock decline from over 300, and this is the Coinbase stock again. Starting on May 11th, the Coinbase stock declined. But not only did the Coinbase stock decline, but also there was a dive in Bitcoin price. So let's take a look at that. If we can get, let's see what happened with Bitcoin. And let's go over to May 8th. Here's May 8th, May 10th, 11th. You see 11th is at 56. And then boom, it's in the 30s by June 1st. So May 10th, May 11th is 49.50. And then boom, it falls all the way down into the 30 range. So you can kind of see that they're meeting here on May 11th. It's in the 50,000 range. 1 week later, it's in the 30s. So this is what happened when these two guys met. And Post in the comments what you think will happen with the central bank digital currency. What do you think is going to happen with the Coinbase stock? What do you think is going to happen with the regulators? And in general, what do you think this means for the overall cryptocurrency market? I myself am very suspicious of what these guys are doing, especially when they won't share what they're planning. You can only kind of use what you've noticed in the past as a reference. And I can tell you, typically when these guys say they're not doing something, in my experience, many times that is exactly what they're doing. Thank you for checking out this video. For more awesome crypto news, make sure you subscribe. Until the next time, share this video with your friends. Subscribe. Peace.